you some of these same questions last year, but 6-year senior this year, oldest guy in the room. You know, what does it mean how does it feel to be, 4 or 5 years older than some of your teammates and as old as some of your coaches?
It's definitely weird. I mean, playing with some of my coaches, like being the same age as some of the GAs, like it's definitely different. It's pretty cool to like kind of be that older guy, kind of showing the standard, kind of setting it, watching old film to them that seems ancient when they were like barely getting into high school and I was here and I'm on the field. Like it's kind of cool, kind of crazy, but honestly it's awesome. Like it's awesome to see like the young guys, like they bring me energy every day and it's just my job to kind of like set the standard for them and show them like how to work and how to do things. It's pretty fun.
Was it an easy decision for you to come back for a 6th year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think kind of like how the year like kind of ended for me, like I wanted to get that one more. Like I want to complete our goal. I want to win a championship and I want to win it kind of for this city, for this team. Like it's just something like I really want to do, and I've had one. I want to do it again before I leave.
Twice now you've been in the Mountain West Championship game and lost it. How much of a gut punch is that?
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, that's kind of the goal we set for ourselves every year. To get to that point, you want to finish it. I mean, that's you kind of work this hard to win championships. When that doesn't get done, you don't accomplish your goal. So I think it's the one thing we kind of all set for ourselves to kind of be that elite team that we want to be. That's something we have to do. So that's something we kind of strive for every single day.
I was talking to Jabril the other day, and he mentioned, you were his teammate. You came in. What's it like, having a teammate now being your position coach, and what's the relationship like there?
Honestly, it's awesome, right? Like I've seen what he's done. I see how he worked, and he really like works hard to kind of put us in the spots to be successful because he knows like what the position needs, like, and also like he knows how I am. He knows like what it's like to be in our room. So it's awesome to have him. Like he's been my brother for like a long time. It's kind of awesome, like having him still there mentoring me and honestly showing me what the standard is even still as my coach.
Feels like if this defense is going to reach its potential this year, you have to have an all-conference type of season. What do you think you have to do individually to make this defense have the best possible year it can have?
Honestly, be the best version of myself every day, and I'll be like, we can address the elephant in the room. Got to stay healthy. Like that's something that I've struggled with for sure, and just kind of taking care of my body every single day and making sure I'm the best version of myself every time I step on that field.
What does that look like though? How do you take care of your body? Is it just less reps at practice? Is it more rehab?
Just being in the film, getting rehab, being very intentional with that stuff, getting extra work with hill guard and things like that. Just kind of being ready, kind of every single day.
Tyler Wegas comes in this year. Obviously, he's going to play opposite you a lot this year. What have you seen out of him on the field so far? What impresses you about him on the field?
He's just awesome. I mean, he's a really, really long guy, really good pass rusher, and works really, really hard. I think it's really exciting to see him. I mean, he's always like came in just with his head down, ready to work, and I'm just really happy he's in our room and happy he's a part of our team.
Ahmed seemed to have dropped like almost 20 pounds or something, really made himself a lot leaner. What have you seen from him the last couple months to kind of transform his body for the season?
I mean, Ahmed's going to give every ounce of like he has every single day. I mean, that's something you guys have seen as you've been like a part of like watching games and stuff like that. I mean, that dude's like one of the strongest guys on our team. He's going to bench like for whatever, just something crazy. And just somebody like works hard every single day, and seeing him like staying on the edge, like, it's going to be exciting to watch.
Two big transfers on the interior line, Howard Brown, Sheldon Newton. What do they add to the team, and what's it like having them?
Just big athletic dudes. Like it's just fun to like watch those guys just do like some crazy things. It's fun watching them move around and work really, really hard, and it's awesome. I mean, you can have depth like that and really like solid like players and people who've had experience and things like that. It's just super valuable.
We saw on the roster you listed as defensive end this year instead of edge. How different is that?
Pretty much the same. I feel like there's not really any difference. I mean, I've lined up to the field, I've lined up to the boundary, just a title.
Should be improved depth in the edges this year, right? I mean, how important is that? How far can that take you guys?
Can you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
There should be improved depth in the edges this year. How important is that for you guys?
I mean, that's huge. I mean, you never know what can happen this season. And also just like keeping guys fresh, being able to compete, and also the competition every single day at practice, like who's going to have the best day, who's going to push each other. Like that's huge. So it's really awesome to kind of have a lot of depth, and it's pretty fun.
Gabe Hunter saw a lot of snaps last year when you went down. Where is he at right now in terms of his football IQ and all that
I mean,
stuff?
you saw what he can do. Like someone who can come in right away and kind of have no drop off, work really, really hard, and kind of do his job. I mean, you see him every day, like watching film, work on his technique, and someone's very intentional in what he does.
What's the summer been like for you? You're a guy who has multiple interests and are smart about business and stuff. You did the thing at Del Taco. What has this summer been like from you, learning from those guys and then setting something up yourself?
It's been awesome, honestly. Like it's really cool. Like this community, like really like wants to help guys, and like especially if you want to get experience in certain industries and like kind of big projects and stuff to work on, people are going to help you and people are going to support you. And it was awesome to be able to get like our guys out and support the community in an area that we don't really go to a lot. So it was really fun, really awesome to be able to get to do that and kind of like lead that way. And it was really fun. I was really happy about it.
What was it like today? Just get out there. I know you guys don't have shoulder pads yet, but to go compete with the O-line and get back to work.
I mean, it was awesome. Like those guys, like, I mean, you've seen our front, you've seen our backfield. Like, it's awesome to compete with those guys. Like, we want to be the best like competition we face every single day. So it's really fun, like as a competitor, to be able to face the best day in and day out.
We talked with Cade Beresford here just before you came in last year as a transfer from Washington State. How have you seen him develop and improve? As I'm sure you have to.
I mean, he's a great player. I mean, you can see kind of all the attention like he's been getting, but he's just a great guy. I mean, that's one of my best friends. Like, we're kind of hanging out kind of all the time, but someone who just works every day and just tries to like get an edge like any way that he can, whether that's in the film room, in the weight room, whether that's in rehab or anything like that. It's really awesome to kind of see his development, see how he works.
Is there anything specific on the field that he's better at by say the end of the season or now than he was when he started?
I mean, you see him in pass pro. I mean, coming off the ball, like when he's like playing mid zone, it's a really, really athletic guy. So it's really like awesome to get to go against him and be able to face someone like that caliber of player.
Demitri, can you compare your first fall camp to your sixth fall camp?
A little bit different. I had the first day of practice, they gave me like Leighton's old pads. So I had like this massive neck roll that I couldn't like really move back. But I mean, it's awesome. Like being able to like kind of, it's just different for me. Like when I first coming in as a freshman, you're nervous, like you're excited to like play college football, to live out that dream. Now it's like you're here, like it's still like it's more of like gratitude, right? Like I'm pretty grateful to be out here and like really excited to like keep playing football. Not a lot of people get to say that, 23 years old, still playing and still having fun. Like honestly, I'm just like kind of grateful for every day and just trying to take it in stride.
We were sitting, flashbacks to talking with you guys last year on day one, and talking with JL and those guys, and they brought up, it's like you guys were 7-5 that year before. Last year, you guys get to that 10-win plateau, but what's driving this team? What's motivating this team?
I mean, the standard here, the only standard really is to win a championship. We haven't done that since 2019. So it's just kind of that like drive to complete our goal. Like we haven't done that in a really long time, win a Mountain West championship and a bowl game. Like that's kind of that's what drives us every year, and how are we going to accomplish that goal? How are we going to compete with ourselves every day?
I feel like in every interview I've heard people say that. I mean, obviously, like you said, that's always the goal, but having it not happen in so long, does that make that drive even more?
Absolutely. I mean, like, since I've been here, it feels like we're in it. I mean, we've had years we haven't been in it, but I feel like I've been in the Mountain West Championship more times than I can remember, and only winning one, like, definitely leaves kind of like a gut punch feeling. Like, you want to be able to complete that goal every year, right? And that's what we strive for. That's what we write down our notebooks. Like that's why we focus so hard on practice. That's what we want to do. Why we work so hard in the off season. We want to win that championship, and that's kind of like been kind of our only goal. And we set it like for ourselves. We want to win a championship, and we want to win a bowl game. Like if we don't accomplish that, we didn't accomplish our goal. No matter if 10-win season, win every single we've won every game in conference, and losing that like it just doesn't feel right. So you want to end on the right like note and stuff like that.
Them giving you Leighton's old pads, was that just a coincidence, or is that like a tradition around here?
It was just a coincidence. I just think it was just like random. I just showed up one day, had number 38, and the pad just had the number on it. Got that thing off. I don't know how he was able to do that, but it was like kind of funny, like my freshman year being able to do that. I mean, that was kind of my grandfather's like super Greek, so it's hard. Like he'd only knew like 3 colleges. So saying I was going up to Boise was kind of something. He's like, what do you mean you go that? And it was kind of cool, like pointing out who was there and like that's Leighton, and having his number like the next year was pretty awesome.